Hello everyone, this is Akang Suman here. Now we are going to solve the questions. In the question it is given that the following data relate to a pair of 20-degree involute gear in mesh. So what is given data? I am going to write here the given data that pressure angle is given, that is phi is equal to 20 degree. Module is given, that is 6 mm, that is 6 mm. Number of teeth on the pinion is denoted as small t, that is equal to 17, and the number of teeth on the gear is equal to 49. Okay, now addendum on the pinion and the gear wheel is given that it is equal to one module. What is the addendum? I already told you addendum is the difference of radius of the addendum circle as well as the radius of pith circle. So that is equal to one module, and one module means 6 mm. Okay, so we got the value of addendum. Now it is asking that in the first part it is asking that the number of teeth in contact. So we are solving the first part of the question. Now number of teeth in contact means the contact ratio. Okay, so how can you calculate the contact ratio? We all know that the contact ratio is equal to arc of contact upon circular pitch. Contact ratio is equal to arc of contact upon circular pitch, that is PC. PC means pi d by t or pi m. Okay, so here arc of contact upon, I am going to write the circular pitch, that is pi into module. Module is given, so we have to calculate arc of contact. How can we calculate the arc of contact? We know that arc of contact is equal to path of contact upon cos phi. So I can write here path of contact upon cos phi multiply pi m multiply pi into module. We need to calculate the path of contact, and we have solved the number of questions in order to find out the path of contact. What is the formula for the path of contact? That is equal to summation of the path of approach and the path of recesses. So that is under root of r square cos square phi minus r sin phi. Okay, that is the path of approach, plus path of recess is what? That is ra square minus r square cos square phi minus r sin phi. Now that is the path of contact. We need to calculate the radius of addendum circle for gear as well as the radius of addendum circle for the pinion, and that is, we know that this is the r plus addendum, and that is equal to r plus addendum. Okay, so what is the r which is given in the question? Oh, it is not given, we can calculate it. Okay, so I am just calculating the small r or capital R value, that is m t by 2, because the module and the number of teeth is given in the question. Module is 6 mm and the teeth for the gear is 49. So 6 multiply 49 by 2. Okay, so when you calculate this you will get 147 mm. 147 mm. And what is the value of small r? That is m t by 2, that is 6 multiply number of teeth on the pinion is 17, and you will get 51 mm. Are you getting my point? Number of teeth on the pinion is 17. Okay, now addendum is given in the question. Addendum is one module, that is 6 mm. So we have to put the value in this equations, 147 plus 6, and you will get 153 mm. Okay, and that is 51 plus 6, and you will get 57 mm. Now you have the value of addendum circle radius for gear as well as pinion. Now just put the values in this equation, you will get the value of path of contact. So I'm just putting the value in the first equation, that is our first equations. So from first equations, path of contact, calculate this using calculator. That is under root of 153 square minus 57 square. Sorry, 57 is not, it is the pitch circle radius, that is 147 square cos square. What is the value of phi? 20 degree minus 147 sine 20 degree. Okay, this is the path of approach. Okay, path of approach is always greater than the path of recess. That is the under root of that is a 57 square. Okay, 57 square minus 51 square cos square 20 degree. Okay, minus 51 sine of 20 degree. So when you solve this equation, you will get the value of path of approach and the path of recesses. So after calculating, you will get the value of 15.5 mm. That is the value of path of approach. And when you solve this path of recesses, you will get the value of 13.41. I have written the calculated value here. You can solve and you will get the same value, 15.5 and the 13.41. And this is the summation. The path of contact, you will get 15.5 plus 13.41, and you will get 28.91 mm. So that is basically the path of contact. Now you have to calculate the contact ratio. So we have to just put the value of path of contact in the formula of contact ratio. That is, path of contact is 28.91, phi is 20 degree, and the pi and module is 6 mm. Now just solve this and you will get the value of contact ratio, and that is 28.91. You will get 1.632. 1.632. Okay, this is contact ratio, and I already told you many times that the contact ratio is always greater than 1, because at least one pair should be in contact. Okay, so what is the meaning of 1.63 contact ratio? You need to understand, in one engagement period, one pair is in mesh. Okay, one pair is in mesh in one engagement period, but 63% of the time of engagement, along this one pair, one more pair is also in engagement. So that is the average value that comes out to be 1.63. So that is the number of pair which is in contact. Number of teeth it is in contact, that is 1.63. In the second part, it is asking that the angle turned through by the pinion and the gear wheel when one pair of teeth is in contact. Okay, now we have to find out the angle turned. So in the next part, we are going to calculate angle. Now see here, how can you calculate the angle? We all know that arc is equal to theta into r. R is radius and this is angle and this is the arc. This is a general mathematical formula. Okay, so for gear we have to calculate the angle turned by the gear in one engagement period. Okay, so that is arc of contact. That is arc of contact. If you have the value of arc of contact, then you can get the value of theta. and here I'm going to consider R. Why I'm considering here R? Why I'm not considering RA? That means the radius of addendum circle. See, you must have to understand the definition of the arc of contact. Arc of contact is the distance traveled by the gear or pinion along the pitch circle in one engagement period. So I am saying that along the pitch circle, so that is why I am considering the radius of the pitch circle. So this is basically theta into radius of pitch circle. Now we have calculated the arc of contact. We don't have calculated arc of contact, so we can calculate arc of contact here, and that is the path of contact upon cos phi. That is path of, and that would be same for gear as well as pinion. Arc of contact will be same. Path of contact upon cos of phi, and that is theta into r, radius of pitch circle. Now path of contact we have calculated 28.91. So I am going to write here 28.91 upon cos of 20 is equal to theta, that is angle turned by the gear, into radius of the pitch circle for the gear, which is 147. Okay. Now you have calculated, you can calculate theta from here. 28.91 divided by cos 20, and that is 147. The theta value would be 0.209, but this is in radian. You must have to convert it into degree. Sorry, this is radian. Okay, so how can you convert into degree? 0.209 multiply 180 upon pi. That would be the theta value into degree, and that is 12 degree. Okay, finally the value that you will get, that would be the 12 degree. That means the gear making a arc of 12 degree in one full engagement period. Okay, now for pinion, what would be the value of theta? Angle turned through the pinion. For pinion, what will be the difference? The difference will be pitch circle radius. Okay, everything would be same. So that is, I'm just writing the direct formula and direct putting the value, that is 28.91 upon cos of 20, that is the basically arc of contact, and we know that arc of contact is same for pinion as well as gear. So that is equal to theta into r. What is the value of radius of pitch circle? 51 mm. So that is 51. Now you can calculate the theta value. 28.91 divided by cos 20 and upon 51. So that is 0.603. This is in radians. You must have to convert it into degree. 603 multiply 180 upon pi. What value you will get? That is 34.56. The value you get 34.56 degree. That would be the angle turned by the pinion in one full engagement period. So second part we have calculated. Okay, this is completed. Now in the third portion, what is given? The ratio of sliding velocity, or you can say sliding motion to the rolling motion. What it is asking? Ratio of sliding motion to the rolling motion. That is what it is asking. Okay, when the tip of the tooth on a larger wheel in the first part is just making a contact. Now that means at the time of engagement we have to calculate Bs upon Br. At the time of engagement, in the second part, at the end of the engagement, we have to calculate Bs upon Br, and at the pitch point we have to calculate Bs upon Br. Now I'm considering at the time of engagement, that is first part, at time of engagement, or you can say at the start of engagement. You can write here at the start of engagement. See, what is the rolling velocity? Rolling velocity is equal to omega 1 r1. I hope you are going to understand what is the rolling velocity, because the both the gears are in pure rolling motions. I already let you know that the both the gears are in pure rolling motion always. Okay, so that is we have and the one more thing, that both the gears having the equal rolling velocity. Okay, because both are in mesh, so there should be same rolling velocity for both the gears. So that is why if there is a omega 1 velocity, angular velocity for the gear, so I'm considering that omega 1 r, and if the angular velocity omega 2 is for pinion, so that is why omega 2 into r, that would be same, rolling velocity would be same. And we know that this is a pitch circle, and for the gear, and the pitch circle for the pinion, and we know there is a pitch point here, and there is a line of action. Okay, the line of action start from k, I mean the engagement period start from k and end with l. Okay, so l is basically the at the addendum circle of the pinion, and that will add the addendum circle of the gear. These all things we have studied in the theoretical part. So this is the starting of the engagement, k is the starting of the engagement, and l is the end of the engagement. So we are talking about the start of the engagement, and we want to determine the sliding velocity. So we have to consider the distance kp at the start of the engagement. How can we calculate the sliding velocity? That would be distance for kp, and at the end of the engagement we have to consider the distance at the end of the engagement, we have to consider the distance pl. Okay, so now first I'm talking about the start of the engagement. You will able to understand when I'm going to solve it. So vs, what would be the vs? Vs is what? Sliding velocity of the gear. You must have to understand that is equal to omega 1 plus omega 2 into kp. I already told you in the previous questions we have solved the sliding velocity questions, and so that's why you are able to understand what is the formula of sliding velocity. Omega 1 plus omega 2 into kp. Kp is writing here just because we are discussing at the time of engagement. Okay, so what is the omega 1 and the omega 2? See here in the question. In the question, what is given? Now in the question, r value, yani capital R and the small r given. Omega 1 and omega 2 is not given in the question. So we just have to convert into one variable. That means I'm going to consider omega 1 into one omega 1 variable. So I can write here omega 2 is equal to omega 1 capital R upon small r. Okay, so what would be the value of omega 2? R is 147 and 51. So that is 147 omega 1 upon 51. So what would be the value of 147 upon 51? That you will get 2.88. So that means the omega 2 is equal to 2.88 omega 1. Okay, 2.88. Now we just have to replace the omega 2 value with the omega 1 value, because the omega 1 and omega 2 both are not given. So we don't want to solve the question using two variable. We have to convert it into one variable. Okay, so that is 2.88 plus 1, that is 3.88 omega 1 into kp. What is kp? Kp is just the path of approach. Okay, so path of approach, this is the path of approach, and this is the path of recesses. So I can put the value of path of approach here, that is 15.5. Are you getting my point? And this is the, you have to multiply, that would be 60.14 omega 1. Okay, 60.14. Now it is asking that find out the ratio of sliding velocity to the rolling velocity. So we have to calculate vs upon vr. Okay, vs is equal to 60.14 omega 1 upon what is the value of we have to write in terms of omega 1, so that omega 1 and omega 1 will cancel out. So r into omega 1, that means 147 omega 1. So that would be 0.41. The value you will get 0.41 is the ratio of the sliding velocity to the rolling velocity. The important thing is that you have to consider Kp at the start of the engagement. Now at the end of the engagement, in the second part, at the end of the engagement, at the end of engagement, we have to consider sliding velocity. Rolling velocity will be same. Okay, this will not vary. Vs is equal to omega 1 plus omega 2. Why I am writing omega 1 plus omega 2? Because if one is in clockwise direction, other will be in anti-clockwise direction. So finally, relatively, they will be added. Okay, so that's why omega 1 plus omega 2. And we are talking about the end of the engagement, that would be considered as PL. Omega 1 is what? We have to replace omega 2 with omega 1. So finally, that would be 3.88 omega 1 multiply PL. PL is nothing but the path of recesses, and path of recesses value is 13.41. So 13.41. When you calculate this, you will get the value of 3.88 and 52.03. 52.03 omega 1. Okay. Now we have to find out the ratio of sliding velocity to the rolling velocity, and we have to use rolling velocity in terms of omega, because the variable omega will cancel out here, and that is omega 1 into r, 147 into omega 1, and finally it will be cancel out and you will get the value, that is 0.353. 0.353 would be the answer. In the third part, it is asking that find out at the pitch point. That means the ratio is we have to find out at the pitch point also. See here in the diagram, I am saying that with respect to P, at the time of engagement, at the start of the engagement, we have considering this length. Okay, at the end of the engagement, we have to consider this distance, but at the pitch point, there will not be any velocity of sliding. Okay, that means at the pitch point only pure rolling will take place. So I am going to write here at pitch point, sliding velocity will be 0. Sliding velocity will be 0. Okay, so for the third part, answer would be 0. I hope you are going to understand what I am going to tell you. Okay, everything regarding the path of contact, arc of contact, every type of questions we are solving. Now you are able to understand how can we solve the questions based on the path of contact as well as arc of contact and the contact ratios. Everything we have seen, because a number of questions can be asked from this topic.